Hello all, welcome to Kadigalata channel. It has been a long time since we shared a story together and I'm so happy to return with something close to my heart, the magical world of Indian folk tales. In the past, we have traveled through the stories from different corners of India, each one filled with charm, wisdom, and cultural richness. And today, as we begin again, let's journey straight to the crown of India, the enchanting land of Kashmir. Kashmir, the land of chinars, shikaras, and saffron, a place where the snow covered mountains touch the sky, where the Dal Lake mirrors the clouds, and where the stories float softly like mist over the valleys. Beyond its beauty, Kashmir is also known for its deep wisdom and gentle way of life. Its folk tales, passed down by word of mouth, are filled with magic and mystery. One such tale is about a humble man named Yusuf the weaver. Long, long ago, in a small village nestled in the white mountains of Kashmir, there lived a poor but kind weaver named Yusuf. Every day, Yusuf sat by his small wooden loom, weaving soft wool from pashmina goats into beautiful shawls. The morning sun would stream through his window, making the threads glisten like silver. Yusuf's shawls were so soft and so warm that people said even the cold wind stopped to rest upon them. But Yusuf never charged much. When people asked him why, he smiled and said, warmth is meant to be shared, not sold at a high price. He lived simply with a heart full of peace and hands full of work. One year, winter arrived early. The mountains were buried in snow, the rivers froze, and the air turned sharper than a blade. Even the fires in the hearths could not keep people warm. But those who wrapped themselves in Yusuf's shawls felt a gentle warmth spreading through them, as if sunshine had been woven into the wool. News of these magical shawls reached far and wide until one day it reached the royal palace. The king of Kashmir, wrapped in his finest silks and wools, still shivered from the bitter cold. When he heard about Yusuf, he said curiously, bring me this weaver who makes the warmest shawls in my land. Soon Yusuf was brought before the king. He bowed low and said humbly, peace be upon you, your majesty. The king looked at the simple man before him and asked, is it true you weave shawls warmer than any in my court? Yusuf smiled, your majesty, I weave with my hands, but perhaps it is my heart that gives them warmth. The king chuckled, we shall see about that. He called for all his royal weavers to bring their best shawls, the richest fabrics in the land. The king went to his garden where the snow lay thick. He tried the first shawl, but the cold crept through. He tried another, still cold. At last he wrapped himself in Yusuf's shawl, and suddenly he stopped shivering. The cold wind no longer bit at his skin. He felt truly warm. Surprised, he turned to Yusuf. This shawl is different. What is your secret, weaver? Yusuf bowed his head and said softly, your majesty, I weave each thread with care and patience. As I work, I whisper a small prayer. And the king asked, what is that prayer? And he said, the prayer is, may the one who wears the shawl never feel cold or alone. Perhaps it is that prayer that gives the warmth you feel. The king was silent. Then he smiled, a deep, kind smile. You are richer than any man in my palace, Yusuf. You weave not just wool, you weave kindness. He rewarded Yusuf with gold and silver, but Yusuf returned to his village as humble as before. He kept weaving shawls for everyone, the rich, the poor, the young, the old. Even today, the people of Kashmir say, Yusuf's shawls are not made of wool alone, they are made of love. And when someone wraps a soft shawl around their shoulders on a cold winter morning, the elders smile and whisper, ah, That must be Yusuf's warmth. And that was the story of Yusuf the weaver, the man whose shawls were woven with warmth and kindness. Stories like this remind us that true richness lies not in gold or silk, but in the love we share. And now, as we leave the snowy valleys of Kashmir, let's carry a bit of Yusuf's warmth in our hearts until we meet again in another land with another beautiful folk tale to tell.